We've all been there. A man walks into a club and catches the eye of every woman in the room. No one can explain why, but he's magnetic. Women seem drawn to him, start conversations with him at the bar and want to dance with him, ready to discover the keys to becoming the guy every woman secretly admires. Spoiler alert, it's not about being a supermodel or wielding hypnotic powers. Let's unveil the undercover secrets that make you irresistible. Rough hands. When guys have super dry hands, like going to the gym a lot and making them rough, women really like that. Now here is the thing. When women see guys with smooth hands, they usually lose interest. This is not for all women, as some like men that have really smooth hands. However, most women love guys with rough hands. Not only that, but clipping your nails as a man is very important. Women are noticing it. And the thing is, you don't even have to do much. Just a little exercise and taking care of your nails is all. A lot of guys are like, I work with my hands all day and my hands are super rough. Is that a turn off to women? No, it's not, because it shows you are good with your hands. You work with your hands all day, and women love it, calling her sweet names. It's quite common for many women to find joy in being addressed with endearing terms. Among these, the phrase "good girl" holds a special appeal for a lot of them. It's also worth noting that while some women may not resonate with this particular expression, a considerable number indeed embrace it warmly. Everything really is going to come down to how you guys talk to each other when you're in a relationship, or like when you're talking. Some girls love being called terms like honey, sweetheart, or cute little things. Others prefer phrases like good girl or bad girl. The list goes on. Girls have different preferences, so it's important to experiment with what they like and stick with it. Some enjoy being called kiddo, while most love terms like a sweetheart. However, others might find it off-putting. Communication is crucial, as preferences vary. Just because one girl liked being called kiddo doesn't mean another will. Remembering this when dating is essential, as things aren't always straightforward. Acts of affection. Most women love being touched in their lower back whenever they are walking with their man. This is one of the small gestures that a woman actually really adores. Some girls will tell you outright that they love this. Another thing they love is when you open the door for her with one hand and guide her through with the other. It's such a sweet gesture that makes her feel appreciated. Now, an important thing to note here is that you should not try this with strangers. Most times when unfamiliar men touch a woman's lower back, it makes her feel uncomfortable. So, while these gestures are cherished within a relationship, they should never be assumed acceptable with strangers. If you do not know her, please do not touch her. You know, we will strongly advise against doing this with someone you don't know, right? It's important to build a connection and have some rapport with them first. Everyone has their own preferences, and there might be plenty of women who might be okay with it. But just to err on the side of caution, it's best to be acquainted with someone before you touch them. Seems like a risky move that could lead to trouble. Tell me what I want. This one is a love or hate type of thing. We've seen a lot of women get mad online when men order for them or when someone else's husband orders for their partner. Why you're mad about what someone else is doing is beyond us, but we digress. Again, this one is a love or hate thing and can mostly depend on the situation. For instance, when a woman goes out with her husband, they might have already talked about what they want to eat beforehand. Then, when the waiter comes, the man often orders for both of them. Most women enjoy this, but some don't. This can also happen on a date, especially if one person knows the restaurant better. In that case, it makes sense for them to order for the table. So it depends on the woman. Some might think it's controlling, but really, is that worth getting mad about? Most women actually like it when a man takes charge and makes decisions. Give her the soft gaze. In society, people often say that being tough and in charge makes a man a man. But when it comes to being with women, being gentle is really important. Lots of women agree with this idea. They like it when they're doing something boring and their partner looks at them with soft, loving eyes. Looking at someone softly shows that you care about them and like them. It's much nicer than when someone stares at you intensely like the Joker does. Rolling your sleeves. Rolling up sleeves is often something many women find appealing. It's a gesture that tends to catch attention. Girls enjoy the sight of a well-defined forearm, the veins subtly visible, leading to the hand. It's also a chance to showcase a wristwatch, adding a charming touch. And if the shirt happens to be freshly pressed, it's even better. Keeping your clothes in good condition is essential. Whether you prefer steaming or ironing, it's important to follow the garment's care instructions. We find using a steamer more convenient, but there's no denying the allure of a crisp, freshly pressed button-down compared to a rumpled one. So yes, a crisp button-down with rolled-up sleeves is always a winning look when you driving. There's something about it that's undeniably appealing, whether it's the simple act of being behind the wheel or the little gestures that come with it. For instance, resting an arm on the window while he's driving can be unexpectedly captivating. It's those small details that add to the allure that women just love. One hand on the wheel, another casually resting, or even reversing the car. It's all part of the charm. There's a certain chemistry that comes into play when a man drives with his woman on the passenger seat. Women just love being driven around. Some might see it as spoiled behavior, but it's usually a shared preference. He enjoys driving, and perhaps there's a hint of trust involved as well. Regardless, there's an undeniable appeal to being driven around that women just love. Speaking passionately. This idea works best when both people already like each other. It's the same for both men and women. We just can't help but like what our partners like. You've probably felt this before, especially when you're really into someone. When your partner talks about something, you naturally want to listen and support them. And guys, it's the same for the ladies. Once they start liking you, they secretly want to hear what you think too. There's something attractive about people who are really passionate and focused on their goals. It shows they know what they want and won't let anything get in their way. But that doesn't mean you should talk endlessly about boring stuff. What we mean is, when you're talking about something you're interested in, really get into it. Have a signature scent. You probably guessed it. Having a good smell can really help you out. Is it a must-have? Not really. Some women are fine with how a guy smells naturally or with just soap. But having a nice scent can definitely give you an edge. Certain smells are proven to get a woman's attention. These are usually strong and manly scents like musk, cedar, or oud. They can make a big impact. On the other hand, citrus scents usually do little for women, even though guys like them. Just adding a little spray of fragrance can make a difference in how you're remembered. Reading regularly. Yep, women secretly like guys who read books. We won't go into all the good things about reading here because there are too many. But reading is really good for making connections. Guys who read classics like The Count of Monte Cristo, or cool books like Dune, or famous ones like The Great Gatsby, are more interesting than guys who just watch TV shows like Breaking Bad. It takes some effort to get into the habit of reading, but it's worth it. Even reading for just 10 minutes a day can make you stand out. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing content for you. See you in our next video.